We take pride in the fact that none other than Bill Clinton, the then US President, released our first two books. We started our Jewels series with our home state, 60 plus Rajasthanis, settled in 6 different countries, featured in Jewels of Rajasthan in the World in 2012 and later. 102 from 15 countries brought together in Jewels of Rajasthan Volume 2, which was released by the Home Minister of Rajasthan, Mr. Gulab Chand Kataria, and Mr. Arvind Singh Mewar in 2015. The first volume of Jewels of Gujarat, released in the US in 2014, was encouraged and motivated by the advice of Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi. It salutes the Gujarati diaspora settled in 14 countries. The second volume, featuring 100 eminent Gujarati families from 30 countries, was released in Ahmedabad in 2019 on the eve of the 9th Vibrant Gujarat. The book traveled to 35 countries. A pictorial presentation of all the overseas visits of PM Modi and their outcomes. India Calling is a series of referral books that celebrates India and its international relations. Continuing this series, several volumes have been released over the years. To name a few, the European edition was released in 2014, the North American in 2015, the African edition in 2016, the UAE edition came in 2017. The 2019 edition was a tribute to Prayagraj Kumbh, while the 2020 edition welcomed Donald Trump, the then US President, on his maiden visit to India, followed by an edition in 2021 and 2022 each. Jewels of South India was a gesture to bring South India closer to North India, released in January 2017 by His Highness Jagadguru Shri 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 Dr. Nirmal Anandnatha Mahaswami Ji during the 15th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. It features eminent and successful people who are helping their Matrubhumi and Karm Bhumi grow many folds. Both the volumes of Jewels of Punjab were released by Dr. Manmohan Singh in New Delhi. Volume 1, celebrating the 350th birth anniversary of the 10th Sikh Guru, Guru Gobind Singh Ji, was brought out on the eve of India's 71st Independence Day, August 14, 2017. It featured 100 Punjabis from 19 countries. Volume 2 was released in 2019 to celebrate the 550th birth anniversary of the first Sikh Guru, Shri Guru Nanak Dev Ji. 2017 became a memorable year for Maneesh Media as they started publishing personalized books for families. Life of a Legend, an aesthetically appealing book on the life of Vijaydev Ratanji Mistry, not just an entrepreneur, but also a great humanitarian, a consummate philanthropist, a dynamic man with a big heart and mind, a visionary and a creative genius. Believe in You, the PRK Story, a biography of Antarctic City's leading realtor, Praveen Khatiwala, was a book of romance with God's will, a book of struggles and success, weaknesses and strengths, from grassroots to skylines. It narrated the life story of a philanthropist. The Story of Evolution, Broadway Bakery, a tribute, narrating the story of more than 100 years of migration of a family and its success, was released in Nairobi as they celebrated the successful completion of Broadway Bakery's 60 years in the business in June 2018. A similar book, Supra Group, a tribute to PR Kejriwal, on corporate success entwined with culture and value of a family, was released in 2021 as an odyssey of the lives of their father and forefathers. Seasons of Hope, memoir of David Musella, a former senator, is an autobiography full of hope and capacity to restore faith through enormous odds. pitfalls, intrigues, disappointments, betrayals, key decisions, eye-openers. The Leading Lady is a biography of Kamlaben Shantilal Kansagra, who turned 102 years old early this year and has survived 2 world wars, a freedom revolution, partition, many civil wars, various scandals, the emigration of her family, and learned plenty of lessons. Showcasing Indian values, the importance of simplicity and staying connected with family and friends, the Renaissance, life and times of the Modis, encapsulates 4 generations and more than 100 people. An ode to Dr. Meera and Dr. Jaswant Modi. It shows tomorrow what yesterday was. The series began in 2013 with an edition on American personalities. 89 Indo-Americans were brought together who took courageous and smart steps during hardships. Working throughout the pandemic slowdown, Maneesh Media set a foot in Canada. High Commissioner of India to Canada, Mr. Ajay Bisaria, released our first from Canada, Jewels of India, leading Indo-Canadian personalities. In April 2022, this volume highlights 75 Indo-Canadians from 17 Indian states. Among them are 17 Order of Canada recipients, which is the country's highest order of merit, equivalent to Padma Award in India. Transformation, Tales of 75 Transgender Warriors, Fight for Freedom and Equality, was also released in April 2022. An extremely informative book. It is a step towards building an inclusive and sensitized society. It narrates beautifully delineated tales of 75 LGBTQ community members who are fighting for their identity and living a life of pride. It was released with support from Lakshmi Narayan Tripathi, a transgender rights activist, and other pioneers of the community like journalist Ashok Rao Kavi, industrialist Keshav Suri, etc. These books are dedicated to valiant Indians from different walks of life, from different parts of India, bringing them together in a family of jewels. Isn't that the perfect way to celebrate India's 75th year of independence? With this book, Maneesh Media marks #Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, a special initiative of the Indian government to celebrate the country's platinum year. As long as these journeys are made, stories are narrated, proud success held, Maneesh Media will continue to move ahead, narrating inspirations.